The most exciting 2 minutes in sports. It's the 2024 Kentucky Derby. Time for your update on Wednesday, May the 1st. Breaking news out of Tuesday. Encino is now scratched out of the Kentucky Derby. Also eligible, number 21, Epic Ride, will run in the Kentucky Derby. Let's take a look at the updated post positions. Now, these are the program numbers for betting. So Fierceness now will start out at post position number 16. Epic Ride goes to post position number 20. And Society Man gets post position 19. Resilience now in post position number 18. And early betting on the Kentucky Derby has started. Honor Marie at under 10 to 1 is the most surprising development, but that is only with about 2% of the betting in on the Kentucky Derby as we take a look at the Kentucky Derby trainers for 2024. 16 trainers comprise the 20 entrants in the 2024 Kentucky Derby. Trainers with multiple entries include Todd Pletcher, he's got 2, Danny Gargan with 2, Chad Brown with 2, and you've also got Brad Cox with 3. New trainers to the Kentucky Derby. We lead off with South Florida's own Saffie Joseph. He brings in Catalytic. This will be his first Kentucky Derby. And last year he had Lord Miles all ready to run, but he was scratched a few days before the race. And of course, Lord Miles won the Wood Memorial last year. Catalytic comes in with a second place finish in the Florida Derby. He's by Catalina Cruiser, and he continues to train well in the morning. Victor Barboza Jr. brings in Grand Mo the First, the son of Uncle Mo. He ran in the Florida Derby last race, and this is his first Derby. One of the younger trainers in Kentucky Derby history. Victor Barboza Jr. brings Grand Mo the First to the 2024 Kentucky Derby. Whit Beckman, the trainer of Honor Marie. This one's going to be bet down a little bit. Honor Marie was third in the second, actually, in the most recent race, the Louisiana Derby. First Derby for Whit Beckman. Beckman, a former assistant to some top trainers. And of course, Honor Marie with 2 wins at Churchill Downs, including the Kentucky Jockey Club as a 2-year-old. Phil D'Amato, a longtime trainer on the West Coast, brings in Stronghold. It's his first Kentucky Derby starter. Stronghold won the Sunland Derby, the Santa Anita Derby. He did break his maiden at Churchill Downs as a 2-year-old, training well. And I think Stronghold by Go-Sapper, definitely going to have his share of fans. Some strong recent gallops at Churchill Downs after arriving just a little over a week ago. Larry Demeritt, let's take a look at him. First Derby, West Saratoga. It's the only gray in the race. And of course, West Saratoga with a win at Churchill Downs as a 2-year-old. And it's the big gray if it's a gray day on Saturday. But this horse ran nice in the Jeff Ruby Stakes. Ran in the money after running wide. Made a big move against Bookham Dano down at Tampa. Continues to run well after being purchased for $11,000. You've got Michael McCarthy, his first Derby. He's the trainer of Endlessly, the Jeff Ruby Stakes winner. This one's going to be a little bit of a price. First race on dirt after winning the Jeff Ruby. Also won a synthetic race at Golden Gate. Won a couple of turf races. Is a high-class horse. Ran in the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf as a 2-year-old. He's got some turf stakes win on the turf. So 2-time stakes winner and also on the synthetic, and then also trying dirt for the first time. He's by Oscar Performance for trainer Michael McCarthy. Daisuke Takayange, T.O. Password, had his final workout on Tuesday, his first Derby. He's a Japan-based horse. Only 2 lifetime starts, both of them at a distance race. Shipped in last Friday to Churchill Downs. T.O. Password, a long shot out of post position number 10 in the Kentucky Derby. Yoshito Yahagi, of course, he trains Forever Young, who's 5 for 5 coming into the Kentucky Derby. Last year he had Continuar ready to run, was scratched a few days before the Derby. Mr. Yahagi won a couple of Breeders' Cup races a couple of years ago with the turf race, and then March Lorraine winning the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Kind of a stretch runner, a little bit off the pace. I think Forever Young definitely going to run a good race. Danny Gargan, his second Derby. He's got 2 of them this year, Society Man and Door Knock. They get the bookend post positions 1 and post positions 20. Danny Gargan getting his charges ready, worked them out together last week. Society Man galloping good in the mornings, and Dornock, I like that fast workout to get him ready to come out of post position number 1. Now Ken McPeak looks for his first Derby win. He's been to the dance before, 0 for 9. Last year he had Sun Thunder, and Ken McPeak has also got runners in the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. Mystic Dan by Golden Sense, and he won the Southwest Stakes with a Beyer speed figure of 101. Steve Asmussen brings in Track Phantom, post position number 12. He's 0 for 25 in the Kentucky Derby. 3 second place finishes with Nero, Looking at Lee, and Epicenter. A couple of those horses were long shots. Track Phantom's got speed. Looks like a sprinter, big blocky horse. A mare was a grade 1 winning sprinter class. Steve Asmussen with Track Phantom. Chad Brown, 0 for 7 in the Kentucky Derby. Sierra Leone and Domestic Product. Of course, he's ran in the money with Zandon, who was 3rd. Normandy Invasion, his first Kentucky Derby starter. And then Practical Joke with one really underrated performance, finishing 5th out of the 20th post position. Domestic Product is owned by Klarovich Stables, and they've got a runner, Ways and Means, in the Kentucky Oaks. Chad Brown going for the Oaks Derby double. Now, winning trainers with horses this year, you've got Todd Pletcher. Of course, he brings in Fierceness. Todd Pletcher, a 2-time Derby winning trainer. Super Saver and Always Dreaming, both won on sloppy tracks. Fierceness, the winner of the Florida Derby. Big muscles, continues to train forwardly for the Kentucky Derby. Trainer Brad Cox is another Kentucky Derby winning trainer. Of course, he got put up with Mandaloon with the disqualification a couple of years ago of Medina Spirit. But Brad Cox has a couple of runners now in the Kentucky Derby. Just a Touch, who'll be going in career start number 4, just 3 lifetime races. And then Catching Freedom, the deep closer, the winner of the Louisiana Derby, owner of a 97 Beyer speed figure and a 101 Brisnet speed figure. Brad Cox looking for that first Derby where he can actually wear the roses on Derby Day. Now, Bill Mott going to be sending out Resilience. He got put up by disqualification when Maximum Security got taken down. Country House was his winner at 65 to 1. Resilience is a homebred, big, strong horse by Into Mischief, one of the leading sires in the country. Bill Mott can point a horse towards a race as good as anybody, and he is also going for the Oaks Derby double. He's got Just FYI in the Oaks and Resilience in the Derby. Now, some other winning trainers, you've got Dwayne Lucas, Just Steel, of course, 50 starters all time in the Kentucky Derby, 4 Kentucky Derby wins, including the filly, Winning Colors, who went wire to wire, and then picked up a couple of other wins, Grindstone, and he has also been prominent on the Triple Crown Trail with Preakness winners and Belmont Stakes winners. The coach, Dwayne Lucas, with Just Steel. So those are a look at some of the Kentucky Derby winning trainers and all of the trainers in this year's Derby. Don't forget, Horses for Courses, horses with wins at Churchill Downs, Catching Freedom, Stronghold, Track Phantom, West Saratoga, Just Steel, and then Honor Maria, 2-time winner at Churchill Downs, and Mystic Dan. We've got the Derby handicapping show still to come. The Kentucky Oaks Friday, the Kentucky Derby Saturday, the post-race reaction Saturday night on the live stream. And if you haven't caught these videos, make sure to watch the historical prep race analysis, running styles of the contenders, and sign up for my Derby tip sheet at the link below in the description. Which trainer are you rooting for? Which trainer would you like to see win the 2024 Kentucky Derby? Leave a comment as we get you ready. Remember, Dwayne Lucas always says, people have opinions, horses have the facts.